Welcome to Sacred Spaces Advanced School of Ancestral Communication. I am Queen Carlenia, author of Soul Marked for Life, Nana Ajoa's daughter, and that is a recounting of my extraordinary experiences with the ancestral realm that led me on a journey back home. But it's not just my story, it is also our collective story to our identity and our journey back home. I am the founder of Project Home Incorporated, where we are answering an ancestral call. We are answering an ancestral call to restore, to reconnect our Afro-Wakanu and Afro-Right Kaitnut family, our African Black family, no matter where you find us in the world, with our ancestral heritage. We are restoring our divine connection so that we organically reclaim our birthright. So, this is a journey from identity to reclaiming territory in real time. And today I just want to share with you a story that I created a small series called Dreamtime Real Time series. And it is a series of dreams, literally dreams that I've had that led into real time experiences or lessons. And so the information that we are receiving, we're always receiving information. This is Sacred Spaces Advanced School of Ancestral Communication. We're always receiving information. We can't always make sense of the information that we receive. It may seem random, but I promise you it is not random. And once we begin to go back to the altar, where our thinking is altered, where our identity is revealed, where how we are supposed to operate as Afro-Wakanu and Afro-Right Kaitnut individuals in this world. Um, when that begins to clear up, we begin to be able to understand the messages. We begin to understand who we are and how we operate and how we are to connect with each other in real time. So, I have prologue here, and it says, as I began writing my experience of the journey in dream time, it seamlessly entered into this real time dimension. I was taking dictation as guided. A special thank you to Nana Sheshat and Tehuti, the female and male abosom who govern writing, scribing, and to Nana Ajoa, known as Aset in ancient Kemet, who governs my head, spirit, as well as the reproductive system in the body and the great cosmic birth canal that both she and Nana Owusi, known as Asar in ancient Kemet, govern. Together, they have assisted in the birthing of this dreamtime, real time experience. And so, I actually start out I actually start out with a letter. And it says, my dear kings and queens, your kingdoms and empires are vast, far greater than your physical eyes can see, far greater than your physical ears can hear, far greater than your physical senses of smell, taste, touch, balance, and time. All of these physical ex- all of these physical senses, extend beyond this space and time into realities you continually experience, but often only catch glimpses of in your sleeping and wake states of awareness. As we journey through our Dreamtime Real Time series, you will organically begin remembering and connecting the dots between this space and time and the others in which you exist, deeply rooted within the realm of the shining ones, the ancestral realm. You operate naturally within the ancestral jurisdiction, and as you move into full realization of who you are, who you really are, you will once again sit on your thrones, never to be deposed. Within you is a jewel of light, the ancient one who has guided your spirit lifetime after lifetime. When you have listened to its guidance, doors have opened around you. When you have forgotten, you have fallen into forbidden states of awareness, locked in a dance of survival. Look within, look deep and clear into the jewel of light that was always there. Call forth your wisdom, power, and dominion. It is time to take back your kingdom. Kings and queens, it's time to rise. Wake up, royalty. Open up your eyes. Dream time, fifth moon cycle. That's the month of May. So this is the dream that I had, and then it literally just segues into a whole teaching when I began to write it down. So my dream was Tammy, a white woman with closely cropped white hair, was reviewing a business proposal given to her by a lady named Lucy, a younger white woman with long brown hair. As Tammy got to the part with four testimonials, Lucy walked over to her quite confidently, telling her that because of a mutual friend, she had given her a good discount. The lady was unimpressed and had no reaction as she continued to review the testimonials, which had high percentages printed across each one of them, reflecting their levels of success. The testimonials then turned into video testimonies where each woman was telling her story one at a time. Strange thing was, they never completed their testimony before it went to the next person's testimony. This continued until the fourth woman spoke and reached the point where the other women's testimonies were cut off. At this point, the women all spoke in unison, like ta da, and turned and pointed to what they were promoting as a success. It turned out to have nothing to do with what Lucy was promoting. As a matter of fact, it was some type of pornographic paraphernalia. Shocked and embarrassed, Lucy was over in a corner, horrified and almost crying, when I spoke up and told her, this is a great lesson to use for when you go and speak to audiences about your business. You can even title it My First Time. My first time presenting a business proposal. This is what happened, and that is why it is so important to do complete work and not skip steps trying to get to the money. Save yourself time, money, and embarrassment that came to me because I didn't do complete work. As a matter of fact, I really didn't do the work at all. I didn't know these women. They never used my services. I found their site on the internet, and without reviewing it completely, I used their product, thinking and believing it would help me sell my services. Do complete work. Do the actual work. Don't try to shortcut your clients to get their business, because when they find out you cannot do the job or the work or perform the service you said you could, not only do you lose them as a client, you lose anyone they know who may be considering working with you. Here's the great news though, the reverse is also true. If you perform the work you said you would, when they find out, you will not be able to stop them from recommending you. When your clients provide you with a referral, go above and beyond to reward them both by providing them with some type of exclusive service. As a matter of fact, you can make it part of your business strategy to charge more, work with less clients, and provide them all the unique service. So I turned my lesson, my extremely painful and embarrassing lesson, into considering and serving my clients' highest needs with best in class service I knew I could offer. Now I'm going to serve you. Please take out your notebooks and pens and write what you currently offer your clients. List all your services. Now write whether you offer these services at different prices or one price. If you offer your services at different prices, what price would you charge that would cover any service you provide within a 3 month, 6 month, or 12-month period? If you offer your services at one price, is the price comparable to the services you provide? Or are they lowered to accommodate your clients or what you believe your clients can afford based on your perception of them? If your prices are lowered, please write the proper price that normally would be comparable to the services you provide. And let me give you a real life example. We know how much a doctor's visit costs, whether there are out of pocket expenses that you pay each time you visit or not. Whether or not you pay depends on the type of insurance you have. But you have to pay insurance or the office visit fees may be exorbitant. You're paying them anyway, just not all at once. There are some doctors who do not take insurance because the insurance determines what treatments they will and will not pay for, regardless of the doctor's recommendations, which hampers their ability to provide the best care for their patients, for their patient. So let's say you're a holistic practitioner. Your clients come to you for the same reason other people go to the doctor. Being properly compensated according to the services you provide would be along the same numbers as the doctor. People don't care how much time you have invested in learning. They care about the result you can help them produce when they come to you for help. I want you to name the price accordingly. Let me remind you that you're simply writing a number on a piece of paper. Some of you right now have taken yourself out of this space and you are running through a series of what ifs and hows. Let's come right back here in this moment because this is where your answers are. Your memory will only take you back to what you don't know and what hasn't worked. If it took you anywhere else, you would not be listening to me right now. Regardless of what industry you are in, do you think or believe your clients really want best in class service? I want you to write very briefly of a time you remember going to buy something and you were impressed with the person who was selling. What impressed you? Now, I want you to write briefly about a time you actually bought something, but the interaction either left a bad taste in your mouth, or you may have even felt bad for the person because you could see or feel their exhaustion, even though they were doing their best to serve you. List the qualities you saw in them. Now, I want you to describe a time when you were prepared to make a purchase, but the attitude of the person caused you to change your mind. Great. Let's go back to the section where you were impressed with the salesperson and list those qualities here. If there were any qualities you considered desirable in your other two experiences, list those also here. The qualities we see in others is a reflection of what we see in ourselves. And to the degree we have grown in our emotional responses to people and situations, we can recognize and decide whether or not to deal with a person. Or we will be triggered and we will deal with them accordingly, according to whatever emotion presents itself in that moment. The point is, now you have identified the desirable characteristics and traits based on your experiences. Your assignment is to develop the skills necessary to possess and exemplify those traits. Skills can be developed over time with practice, and it doesn't have to take a long time. Confidence, boldness, building rapport, describing your product or service in a clear, concise manner so it is easily understood, asking for the sale, expressing yourself in such a clear and compelling way that the individual is asking, how can they purchase, are all the skills that can be developed. Knowing your value is based on knowing your true worth as a valuable member of the community, contributing a much needed service. The skills you are developing are not only to serve your client so that you can make more money, these skills are serving you across the entire spectrum of your life. The skills of exuding a natural confidence and boldness protects you and those around you from would-be predators and manipulators looking for an easy target. The ability to build rapport with anyone can help you successfully negotiate on behalf of yourselves and others, creating a win-win for everyone. The ability to express yourself in a clear and concise manner, a compelling manner, can be taught to others and may be even used to talk someone off the ledge of choosing whether or not to take their life. It can then be used to inspire them to see their worth and help others based on the value they bring. So, when we're talking about naming a price comparable to the service you provide, know the service you provide goes far beyond the moment of interaction you have with a client or potential client. It ripples outward in the interactions the person has with others after they have left you. You are solving a problem or satisfying a desire they have. Whether they are experiencing immediate gratification or a longer term need or desire is being satisfied, you are providing them with peace of mind. List 10 other benefits they receive from using your product or service. This should be benefits they have expressed because these are their reasons for engaging you. Use their words. And if you don't know, call or text them and ask them directly, what benefit do you get from using my products or services? There are others providing a similar product or service, but you are what makes the experience unique for your client. What is special, unique, or different about how you view life or how you express yourself that people you connect with just absolutely love about you? The value you bring and the way you bring it can't be duplicated because you can't be duplicated. You are a unique, unrepeatable expression of Mother and Father God. Embrace that. Love that. There's a unique space in time that only you occupy. Fill it with your presence, your essence, and your essence will literally draw to you those assigned to you. Some will be by your conscious design, and others will be purely by divine design. When you serve your clients with a strategy of preeminence, meaning best in class service, you will be serving yourself in the same manner. When you elevate in your own mind the ability of your clients to be able to afford your services because of their direct connection to you, space and opportunities are presented for them to receive more money, more resources, whatever they need to thrive. We are all part of one body. If the heart were to co opt the body's energy, distributing a few drops of blood to the various organs, the body would die quickly. If the lungs or the brain were to do the same, the result would be a quick death. You are the lifeblood within your community. What is the quality and quantity of blood you are producing within the community? Are you providing any blood? Drops of blood? Or are the arteries and veins within your community flowing with purified, life giving blood at a pace that nourishes and fortifies the organs in your community, made up of your clients, their families, the children, teens, elders, the organizations, and communities connected to them? When you operate within the sanctity and the jurisdiction of your assignment, you purify, revitalize, and heal all connected to you through the ripple effects of your actions. Your prices not only reflect your value, they reflect the value of all those connected to you. The result is you bring resources into the community in greater amounts and are able to serve a larger group of people far beyond your current capacity. You and those you serve are being elevated as well as those connected to you all. Ashe. So, as I said at the beginning of this, as I began writing my experience in Dreamtime, the dream that I explained, you couldn't even tell where the dream ended and the teaching began. I can't even remember where the dream ended and the teaching began, but there was a point at which that happened. Now, I printed this out in the library and I went to record it, and I was sitting on a bench in the library yard, and I began to record, and a queen named Kimberly quietly walked right up to me. You know, she would have thought I was on the phone, but she kept coming closer and closer, and she sat down next to me listening. And afterwards she said something to me because she was listening to what I was saying, and she was like, "Oh my god, what you were talking about was like so profound." And I said that was actually a dream that that when I began to write it turned into a lesson. As we began to talk, she this led to a conversation with her about her seeing and experiencing angels like all the time. And so when I tell you that the things that we see in our dream time, the messages that we receive have real time relevance, as we begin to clear our minds, the relevance becomes apparent. And how I couldn't have made up, you know, this conversation that this young lady would come and listen to my conversation. She thought I was on the phone, and it would lead to a conversation about her experiences in the other realm. These are the experiences that allow us to reclaim our territory in real time. They validate the things that we see and that we hear. So I want you to really begin to pay attention to the messages that you receive and how they are connected to you and to other people in real time. Ashe.